Welcome back to the Midweek Update.
Hey Mepham, welcome to this week's Midweek Update.
Today, let's take a look at how Leo Club will work this year, a look at a 6-year varsity athlete, and a new Morgan being Morgan.
This and more as we take a look at what's going on this week on Midweek Update. I'm Maya Stone.
And I'm Brianna Boland, and welcome back to Midweek Update, the B&B show that brings you closer to the people and places in and around the Mepham community.
Well, Bri, I'm so excited to be hosting Midweek Update with you this year.
Me too.
Bri, do you like community service?
Yes, it is important to help out our community. B&B's Riley Freed gave us an inside look into the Leo Club and some of its activities so far.
The Leo Club, a community service club associated with the Lions Club, is known for organizing various community service events for students at Mepham to participate in. Last year, however, because of COVID, many of these events were unable to take place, and meetings were unfortunately held virtually.
But we also worked really hard to come up with activities that we could do virtually. Like last year,
I did not like it because it was just, I felt like you couldn't really connect with like the other students in the club, as the teachers running it. So it just.
However, they have been able to overcome some of these obstacles this year. Even though they won't be able to participate in some of the same events from past years, they were able to get creative and come up with some new fundraisers that are able to abide by COVID protocols.
we've come up with other ideas, so it's really forced us to be creative. So this year, one of our main fundraisers is going to be selling buttons, and we have all different kinds of buttons that will be available.
One of these events was the beach cleanup, which took place on October 3rd. 60 club members, along with their advisors, made their way to the beach to clean up as much garbage as possible. One of these members, Bisma Ali, was very excited for the trip and was eager to help out as much as possible to make a safer place for animals living there.
Because it makes it a more pleasant place for people and for the animals living there. Because a lot of animals ingest the garbage and left behind by people at the beach, and it leads to them being sick, and many die from it as well.
Overall, the cleanup was a major success, and the club was happy to help make a positive impact on their environment and community while proudly representing their school.
It helps the community, the wildlife, and it shows school spirit, show that you come out here and do community service that most people aren't doing so.
The Leo Club is a prime example of the saying, a little bit goes a long way. The simplest acts of service, like cleaning the beach or selling pins for great causes, can lead to positive impacts on not just our school, but also the community as a whole. For B&B, I'm Riley Freed.
Thanks, Riley. Wow, now I want to join the Leo Club, and you should too.
Yeah, so do you ever just talk to a camera in your room and then you hear a weird noise?
Actually, that has never happened to me before.
Oh, well, that's awkward. Anyways, B&B's Morgan Halfkey took us through another Morgan being Morgan.
You ready? Okay, let's do this. Hey Mepham, welcome to Morgan being Morgan, where today we talk about things. What exactly are we doing?
I don't know. Just be Morgan.
Right. You think fish have feelings?
I don't know, but get rid of the 80 set by 10%. What was that?
I don't know. Let's start over. Hi Mepham, welcome to the first server.
Okay, Morgan, seriously, what was that?
I don't know.
Seriously, tell me what that is.
Our first cameraman.
Wait, what?
He didn't do a very good job.
What are you doing, Morgan?
I'm just doing what you told me to do. I'm just Morgan being Morgan.
And Morgan is a psychopath in overalls?
I don't really know who I am. Guess we're gonna find out.
Wait, hold on.
Alright, everyone. Hi Mepham, welcome to Morgan being Morgan, where today we're...
That's not creepy at all. I guess that's completely normal.
I guess, but you can look forward to new Morgan experiences every week.
I can't wait. But now let's move into some sports. B&B's Tom Morrow gave us an inside look at one of our very talented varsity athletes.
Being 12 years old and only a 7th grader and playing soccer with 17 and 18-year-olds at the varsity level was no easy task for Lucina Setteducate.
Being an 8th grader on varsity was pretty nerve-wracking because all the girls who I was playing with and who I was playing against were so much older than me, bigger than me, stronger than me. So it was pretty nerve-wracking when I went in the games, but honestly, the team that I was on made me feel welcome. No one ever made fun of me or ever did anything mean because I was younger. Everyone was super nice. So while it was nerve-wracking, it was pretty cool. Like, I liked being so young and being on varsity. Like, it felt pretty nice, and the girls were so welcoming.
Throughout the past 6 years at the varsity level, there were some challenges faced.
I think the hardest part is just failures, whether it's a team failure or a personal failure, because I played a lot of games in high school soccer, and some games I'll have where it's not my best game, or I'll like miss an open goal or something like that, and just overcoming those types of failures was the hardest part for me, especially now that I'm in such a leader role and everyone expects so much of me. It's sometimes hard to live up to those expectations, and sometimes I crack under pressure. And just as team failures, I don't like when the team loses. Losing playoff games was probably one of the hardest parts of going through high school, but it's necessary. It happens when you play a sport, and it's something that I've been able to grow from and work from.
From a coach's perspective, it was definitely something to feel accomplished about, seeing Lucina succeed the way she did.
It shows that if you show up and you dedicate yourself to a sport and you put your all into it and everything you do, you're gonna go places. Stony Brook's very lucky to be getting a kid like her, a student athlete like her, in school, out of school. She does the right thing. She's a great leader, and she's always there for everybody.
For her parents, watching Lucina grow up playing soccer her whole life, it is definitely something they will not forget.
It's been very exciting. Lucina started at a very young age, 4 years old, and she excelled at the sport from a very, very young age. I remember days when she was 5, 6 years old and liked to run around girls and score goals. So it's nice to see that evolve and stay at that same level. So she was at a very high level. Soccer plays a very natural talent, and it's got her places where she wanted to get to.
6 years ago, somebody was Lucina's role model, and now today, she's leading by example and committed to continue her soccer career at Stony Brook University.
My first reaction was just a sigh of relief, because for the past 4 years, I've been worrying about where I'm going to college for soccer. And once I finally made my decision, I was so relieved that I didn't have to worry about it. And I was also really happy because I was happy with my decision. I'm happy to go to Stony Brook. I'm super excited for what's to come. So when I first made that call and made that decision, I was super relieved. I was super happy and just excited. I wanted to go to college right away. So it was a really good moment.
For B&B, I've been Tom Morrow.
Thanks, Tom. Now for some more Mepham Sports, let's throw it over to Tyler Steinberg.
I'm Tyler Steinberg, and I have your midweek week in Mepham Sports. Yesterday, the boys soccer team won against Great Neck South. They are 9-0-4 in a huge win for the Pirates because now they have control of their own destiny in the conference. Today, the women's soccer team will play Garden City, where they look to keep their playoff hopes alive in a very important game. Our cameras will be at the boys volleyball game, where the Pirates look to stay undefeated and keep their playoff hopes alive as they take on a very strong Valley Stream North team. Make sure to check the game out on the B&B YouTube channel. The women's volleyball team will also face against Valley Stream North as they look to keep their winning streak going. Their record is 8-1, and a win would be huge for them in the conference race. Tomorrow, the boys soccer team will face off against Long Beach. The boys need a win in this game to keep their chances alive in the conference. Congrats to Tyler Davis, the 2015 Mepham graduate, for making his first career tackle for the Green Bay Packers. That's all for me. For B&B, I'm Tyler Steinberg. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Tyler. Be sure to stay tuned to our YouTube channel for more sports.
We have a lot coming up, and you won't want to miss it.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Midweek Update. We'll be back next week with all new stories from around the BMCHSD to bring you inside the parts of the community we don't always get to see.
Until then, I'm Maya Stone.
And I'm Brianna Boland. And we'll see you all next midweek.